Doctor Who Time Lord Victorious Issue 1 finds the 10th Doctor awaken after being pulled through a time vortex, finding himself in his broken TARDIS. He knows this is all wrong but can't remember what he was meant to be doing. A fire soon breaks out, so gathering an extinguisher, he quickly puts the console out, checking to see where and when he is, finding that he's near a giant sentient nebulae. The Doctor knows that can't be right because that was the last when and where he was, but soon errors begin popping up and even the TARDIS doesn't know where and when they are. With no other choice, the Doctor opens the door, hoping to find some nearby Blechumites to help them. Opening the door, however, the Doctor is greeted by a group of Daleks. He soon tells them no one is home, slamming the door on them and rushing to the console, wondering if the Daleks did this to him, but knows that if they erased his and the TARDIS's memory, then they would know better than to let him go back into the time machine. Starting the TARDIS up, the Doctor races around time and space, with the Daleks knowing the Time Lord won't escape them. Elsewhere, the Doctor arrives on a desert world, knowing this is all definitely the work of a paradox, and quite a big one. Again, the Daleks appear, but using his sonic screwdriver, the Doctor disrupts their weapons, escaping again through time and space, but everywhere he goes and stops, the Daleks follow him. Tiring of the chase, the Doctor stops, confronting them and knowing not one Dalek has fired on him, and he wants to know why. The Daleks say that they are to bring him before their Emperor. The Doctor knows the Emperor is back thanks to this paradox, knowing he's not in the mood to see him since he's very busy. The Daleks says that if he doesn't come with them, they will destroy the TARDIS, but the Doctor says that if they even touch the time machine, he will make the Time War look like a tea party. The villains, however, have no records of any Time War, surprising the Doctor, who knows the villains are afraid, wondering if they are afraid of him, or maybe the paradox has done something worse. Going with the Daleks on their ship, the Doctor knows that having missing memories and scared Daleks chasing him is usually how a great adventure begins, but something feels very strange, but he knows he needs to keep going in this direction, or it might be a massive mistake, he is not sure. Despite no windows in the Dalek ship, he knows exactly where they are headed as the ship lands on Scarrow, the Dalek homeworld. As he is led away by the Daleks, the Doctor begins feeling like he wasn't travelling alone, confused if he had any companions or not. He soon meets the Emperor of the Daleks, knowing it's not been long enough since they last met. He directly asks the Emperor why the Daleks want him and learns the Doctor is to defeat the enemy of the Dalek. He finds that hard since he himself is the enemy of the Dalek and he can't defeat himself, but the Emperor says that the Doctor was once their greatest enemy, but not anymore. The Doctor is outraged since he was thought of as the destroyer of worlds and the oncoming storm, but the Emperor notes that just like a Dalek, the Doctor takes pride in these horrible names. The Doctor says he would never take pride in that, he just wasn't sure if the Dalek remembers those names or not. The Emperor knows he's more like them than the true enemy of the Dalek, which the Doctor is quick to quip being staircases. He wonders why he shouldn't just go and find the enemy of the Dalek and make them his friends, learning that they are monsters, but the Doctor knows that the Daleks are as well, since they wipe out anyone who's just a little bit different than them. So who has the Dalek Empire rolling around like scared children? The Emperor says that the Daleks want to wipe out all life that aren't Daleks, but the enemy wants to wipe out everything, including itself. The Doctor learns that the enemy is the Hond, which is impossible since, as he knows, they all died out during the Dark Times and are nothing more than bedtime stories to scare little children. The Emperor knows that they are very real and are coming for the Daleks, who have held them back for now, but they soon advance on Scarrow to invade and exterminate. The Emperor demands the Doctor save the Daleks in Scarrow, something the Doctor milks for all it's worth, getting the Emperor to say it again and again. The Emperor says that it's not a request but a demand, but the Doctor knows he doesn't take orders from anyone, wanting the Daleks to ask him nicely. The Doctor gets his request, soon asking the Daleks about the Time War and why they don't remember it, but the Dalek only remembers the war with the Hond, droning on about the Doctor exterminating the Hond. The Doctor gets to work, remembering what he knows about the creatures, but wonders why they are starting their invasion with the Daleks, since he would have thought they would want to ally themselves with someone just like them. The Emperor says that they don't form alliances with those who destroy them, but the Doctor points out that they literally just allied with him. Since the Doctor will be helping them, he wants to look over the Scarrow defenses, but the Daleks refuse to let their enemy look at their weaknesses. The Time Lord reminds them that they ask for his help, so why don't they let him do what he does best? The Doctor heads into the barren planet's cities, looking over them but knows that the Daleks are trying to deceive him, hiding away their more vicious weaponry from him. The Dalek asks how he could know that, so the Doctor says that he knows about all of the weapons the Dalek have, and he knows them all too well. The Dalek reluctantly shows him to a very ominous looking building, where it leaves him to be met by a rusted out Dalek, who says that the building is the Vault of Obscenities, a place even the Daleks are afraid of. The rusted Dalek says that the building is older than even he is, and there is no telling what weapons lay inside its foundations. The Doctor asks who the Dalek is, learning that it is the Prime strategist for the Empire, whom the Doctor notes is rather full of holes. Prime says that these are scars earned in battle, as the Doctor hopes the Dalek doesn't just expect him to follow him into the vault, but the Dalek says that if they wish to survive, then it doesn't matter. The Dalek pushes the Doctor into the vault, and as they wander the halls, the Prime Dalek reveals that he is older than even the Emperor. Getting out his screwdriver, the Doctor uses it to light up the place, finding the whole building to be a real temple of doom. The Dalek doesn't get the pop culture reference, and the Doctor talks about the importance of the arts, but as he talks, the ground beneath them cracks open. The Doctor rushes to save the Dalek from falling, reminding the Age villain that his people make flying bodies now, and he should really look into it. He asks why the Dalek is in the old body still, knowing it is a badge of pride, but individual pride was engineered out of the Daleks, so why is he still in that old body? Before he can imply the Dalek should think for himself, the Dalek raises its weapon, quieting the Doctor. The villain merely turns on a torch as they continue into the ominous vault, dodging many death traps still activated until they arrive at a huge door. Using his sonic screwdriver, the Doctor tries to open it, but the screwdriver puts out strange readings that say they aren't alone in the vault. The Dalek knows no other Dalek would dare come into the vault, but the Doctor knows it's no Dalek, it's something he's not even seen before. The Dalek readies for a fight as the Hond arrive in the vault, saying the Dalek is right to fear it, since the Hond will kill all. Doctor Who Time Lord Victorious issue 1 was a great setup issue to Titan and BBC's big cool Doctor Who crossover event, which will be covered in comics, novels, I think a live performance, as well as radio and audio dramas. I enjoyed seeing the 10th Doctor again, and even better is that Jodie Hauser really captures David Tennant's enthusiasm and wit for the role. So much so that when I'm reading her dialogue, I can actually hear it in David's voice, which is really cool. As a casual Doctor Who fan, I've always loved the show's weird and interesting aliens, and I'm looking forward to knowing more about the Hond, although the design is rather lacking since it's basically a big muck monster. Again, it's Doctor Who, they could be like shapeshifters or, you know, psychics that project a image into your mind or something. And besides that rather small complaint, I really enjoyed this issue and look forward to continuing the story in the next comics and audio books and novels. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10.